All right, so you want to know what poor people actually ate in the Middle Ages? Forget the roast swans and overflowing tables you see in movies. Most folks back then weren't feasting in castles. Picture this. You're a peasant in the year 1300, somewhere in northern England. Your day starts before the sun's up, and mate, I hope you like bread, because you're going to eat a lot of it. Not the soft, fluffy stuff you get at Tesco. I'm talking about rough, heavy loaves made from rye, barley, or oats. Wheat was a luxury. Only the rich could splash out on that. Now with your bread, you might have some pottage. That's a kind of thick stew. Think of it as medieval soup, but less glamorous. It's a bubbling pot of whatever's on hand: beans, peas, onions, maybe a turnip or two from your little plot. Sometimes you throw in a scrap of bacon or a bone, but meat? That was rare. Most people only ate it on special feast days, if at all. Instead, you'd bulk out your diet with whatever you could forage: wild berries, nuts, mushrooms, even nettles. Eggs and cheese were options if you kept a few chickens or a goat. And don't forget ale. Water could be dodgy, so weak ale was the drink of choice, even for kids. Everyday eating was about surviving, not enjoying. You ate what you grew or could trade for, and if the harvest failed, things got grim. Famines were a real threat, and people sometimes had to grind up acorns or even tree bark to stretch their bread. What about the taste? Let's just say medieval seasoning wasn't exactly MasterChef material. Salt was precious, but you'd use herbs from the garden: parsley, sage, maybe garlic if you were lucky. Sugar was a total fantasy for most. Honey was the only sweetener, and that was a treat. Now I know what you're thinking. Didn't they get bored of eating the same thing every day? Probably, yeah. But it was what was available, and survival came first. The rhythm of eating followed the seasons. In spring and summer, you'd have fresh greens and maybe some fruit. In winter, it was dried beans, hard bread, and whatever you managed to preserve. So next time you tuck into a cheese toastie or a Sunday roast, remember, if you lived in the Middle Ages and weren't part of the nobility, your plate would look a lot plainer. Life was tough, food was simple, and every mouthful was hard-earned. If you found this glimpse into medieval life interesting, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what era you want to explore next. Cheers for watching.